Hello, I'm Don Ferguson. Welcome to Air Farce Funnies. Here's a warning to all employees of Sun TV. This webisode may not be for you. Why? Because we celebrate CBC personalities.
The National Unaffected by Cutbacks with Peter Mansbridge.
Good evening. Tonight's top story is brought to you by Red Dog Beer. Always cool and refreshing. That's good beer, and it sure makes the news easier to swallow. Our top story: Prime Minister Chrétien has offered Quebec distinct society status and a constitutional veto. The veto works like this. Quebec has the right to veto any constitutional change, but Ontario can veto any veto Quebec vetoes, provided the West or East don't veto Ontario before they veto Quebec, unless the Western veto is vetoed by Quebec, which can veto Ontario's veto and the West's veto, but not the East's veto, which really doesn't count anyway. The Prime Minister added that the Western Premier should stop griping and be like Nike. Just do it. Our next story: an emergency session of the United Nations General Assembly has been called to discuss the situation in Bosnia, where Bosnian and Serb armies are still fighting. We have this report.
You are dead. Bang, bang. No, you missed. I got you. Did not. Did too. Bang, bang. Kapow. Kapooey. Kapow.
In other news, both sides have agreed to meet at the UN, provided transportation is supplied by Ambassador Limo. Dependable service 24 hours a day. Both Bosnians and Serbs agreed to stop fighting if they never had to go back to Dayton, Ohio again. Ailing Russian President Boris Yeltsin has received a surprise visit from American President Bill Clinton. We have this exclusive report. Bill Clinton, it's good to see you.
How you doing, Boris?
Much better. I am feeling not so dead today.
What do you say we grab a bottle of vodka and cruise the Kremlin for babes?
You got it. And now, it's time for the McDonald's Ottawa Review. McDonald's, the official sponsor of Canada's Olympic sumo wrestling team. According to public account statements released by the government, Prime Minister Chrétien's trips around the world cost taxpayers $3 million last year. The same official source said it could have been a lot less if he had stayed at Holiday Inn. Clean rooms, reasonable rates, and a Coke machine on every other floor. Coke, it's the real thing. Our final story is brought to you by Walmart, Canada's national American department store. Ontario Finance Minister Ernie Eves has announced the deepest spending cuts in Canadian history. Hardest hit are hospitals, schools, and municipal services. So in future, Ontario will be full of people who are sick and stupid and rarely get their garbage picked up. And that's it for the expensive part of The National. Stay tuned now for The National magazine, which has also not been affected by CBC cutbacks.